Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Raidhyn's Roguelike Roulette. Today we are going to be playing Dungeon of the Endless, a game that I have done a previous entire Let's Play through on my channel. If you guys want to check out my initial struggles with this game, please feel free to do so, but for now, I felt it was very important to include it on our list of stuff. So, whoa, I forgot about all these Team Fortress heroes that got added. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this, but anyway, we're gonna go all random and we're gonna go ahead and get started. This game is a tower defense real-time strategy dungeon crawler thing that is pretty awesome. It is incredibly difficult, has a pretty steep learning curve, but by God, when you clear this game, it feels absolutely glorious. So the way that it works is basically you put down things that generate resources. As you move from room to room, you get resources from those things every time you open a door. So as we see here, we're gonna open this door, and we get our little blips up here at the top left that show us just how much industry, food, and science we've gained. Food is used for healing your heroes and leveling them up. Science is used to research new technologies and placeable weapons that you can put down on these small modules here. And then on the major module front, you can drop things like food replicators that will increase the overall amount of resources that you generate every time you open a door. So this game is made by Amplitude Studios, which is a French studio out in France, of course, because they're French. I guess I said that twice. Anyway, they typically do 4X strategy games. You might have heard of Endless Space or Endless Legend. But Dungeon of the Endless was a game that they kind of did in between those two titles, between Endless Space and Endless Legend. All of their games take place in the same universe, and it's just in general really freaking cool. So we're gonna save, we're gonna come back here and open this up for when we get some more science, so we can pick up Smoking Gun, which is one of my favorite modules. Not that it really matters too much, because we're only gonna be doing a couple of floors on this. A full playthrough of this game takes about 3 hours to do. Which is not something that I'm going to be turning into a single video tonight. But I did definitely want to include this because it is one of my favorite roguelike games that I have. We're going to go ahead and level up Ken here, since he's going to be doing a lot of our moving around right now. Basically, Sarah Numis here, she's really fast, but is very low attack power and low... Whoop. Let's keep you back here so no monsters spawn. And very low damage as well. So she's really good for one thing, which we'll find out here shortly. She's really good for running the crystal. Aside from running the crystal, she's not that useful. By running the crystal, what I mean is that after you have explored the entire floor of the dungeon here, you have to move this power crystal to the exit, which you eventually discover. And kind of the goal is to get resources and unlock technology, like we'll be able to do after we open up the next door, and still get your crystal to the exit. So it's all very, you know, it's a lot of resource management, it's a lot of strategic planning of figuring out choke points for your little areas here and there, and kind of building out different places to attack all the enemies that spawn. Enemies get harder the further down the dungeon you go, or the further up rather. You start on the bottom floor. Your goal is to kind of get to the surface. It's an interesting twitch. You started or twist. Interesting twitch. Yes, we're on Twitch apparently. An interesting twist as I attempt to pronunciate everything with extreme clarity, because, you know, that's kind of difficult, I guess. When you're rambling on about games that you only kind of sort of know how to play, it's a little interesting. Alright, so we're kind of at an interesting point here, because basically you can power up and down all these rooms. If a room doesn't have power, the little weapons that you place, as the tower defense part, will not operate. But also you'll get monster spawns. Monster spawns is not something that we want, really, because monster spawns are dangerous. Now we can spend... What do they want us to spend here? Oh, okay, that's not a spend point. That's just a pick up extra industry or extra science point, which is fine by me. The exit should be behind one of these doors, which is very cool. I don't think we've got any monster spawns this time around. Let's see, research time left. So the way that it works with the research is it takes a certain amount of doors opened in order for the research to finish, but it finishes automatically if you open the last door, which we just did. So if there was a second door behind there, we would have been able to get some extra research off of it. But at least we unlocked Smoking Gun, which is a really useful item. It basically outputs a whole lot of really fast DPS for a short period of time before it overheats. And it sounds like the overheating is a bad thing, but it ends up being kind of negligible, so, you know, in the long run, it ends up being pretty valuable to have smoking guns in your arsenal. Alright, so now that we've done all of this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to light the way here. We're gonna have Sarah come back down here. We're gonna have Ken hold down our checkpoint. I believe this is Ken. Yep, Ken Sokui. And Sarah's gonna pick up this crystal, and now she's gonna run it to the exit. So you can see that Sarah moves really slow comparatively when she's holding the crystal. Meanwhile, Ken is gonna try to fight off all the baddies that he can while he escorts Sarah to the lovely exit. Now, we don't need to worry about any of the modules that we've left behind. All we need to do is make sure that both of our characters get to the end alive. That's the trick, is making sure everybody gets alive. Once we get in here, we'll get this little exit button, and with the game paused, we can see it's turned green. Heroes are ready, 2 out of 2. And now we can move on up to floor number 2. Get a little bit of chatter here where Sarah says, "Nothing's trying to eat me. I'm not used to this." All right, so on to the next floor. So whenever you start off a floor with this, it's usually pretty smart to put down an industry generator first. Industry is basically this gear-looking resource up here that says everything that you're gonna do from here out is gonna be built with industry. So it's typically good to have industry down first. We're gonna level up Ken one more time. What's this? Danger Junkie. Extra speed and attack power if he's by his self. So we'll start sending him out by his self. And it looks like we've got a dead end over here, which is actually pretty good because that means we can put down modules in here without worrying about monsters spawning on top of them, which is excellent. So this is a pretty good start. Feeling pretty comfortable. Hopefully we run into another science module so that we can go ahead and get our science built up. So we got some extra defense on here, which will be good for Ken. For now, we can kind of keep these guys together as we move forward. This looks like a fairly decent choke point. Might be a good place to drop down one of our smoking guns. And we'll continue to explore as we search for the exit and possibly other happy things. Should we activate it? It may bring wealth or death. Why not? So it brought absolutely nothing. Okay, well that kind of sucks, but it's what it is, man. Sometimes you pay for those things and you get so much good stuff, it's not even funny. Alright, Smoking Gun doing some work. Thank you, Smoking Gun. If we look over here, these guys, the Stellas, they give you different effects, and this is actually going to increase all of our food science and industry. Let's drop a food replicator down here, because we should be able to make this money back now. And we'll keep investigating. And here we go. Here's our science thing. We can upgrade a prisoner prod, which is really useful. Prisoner prods are kind of like the baseline weapon for everything. And this actually kind of creates a little bit of trouble because we've got 2 rooms down here that are unpowered. And a room up here that doesn't have any kind of defenses. So let's drop a smoking gun here. And we're actually going to play it like this, I'm thinking. Oh, actually we should put Sarah in here, just to prevent any spawns. If you have a hero in with the room... Oh, please don't attack my crystal. Okay. So I guess what we need to do is drop down a little bit of extra defense. Basically, if you have a hero in a room that is unlit, it will prevent monster spawns, which is very, very useful. and one of those tricky things that you just kind of have to make happen. Do we have enough here? All right, tear gas, very interesting. Because it basically weakens everything in the room. Autodoc shards is kind of good for choke points, but Science Creator 2, I think that's going to end up being the most valuable. And it looks like we do have monster spawns here. And we have another spawn down below, so let's try to move our heroes in and out of here a little bit. Kind of distract everybody while our smoking gun does its work. A little bit of micromanagement going on. We can drop a prisoner prod down in here. And now, not enough. We need to open one more door. And we got Scroig, which is awesome because now we have 3 heroes. So Scroig's kind of interesting. He makes a really good scout, whereas Ken makes kind of like a good solo checkpoint holder. So what we can do with Scroig, he has this this buff to all the heroes in the room, which is kind of nice. But none of these guys are operators, which is kind of a hassle. Operators are basically heroes or characters or whatever we'd like to call them that have the ability to work on major modules and improve the amount of resources you get from every door from those modules if you leave them in that room instead of having them explore. We don't quite have a character like that just yet. Let's level him up once. Soylent Green, he gets some food for killing monsters, which is a bit nice. Drop down another prisoner prod. And let's see, we actually want to make sure that we're continuing to research anything that we can. We need a little bit more science before we can afford that. Let's get back over here to Scrug and we'll open up the next door. But yeah, this is Dungeon of the Endless. It's a pretty awesome game. Like, I really enjoy this game. I had a lot of fun figuring out all the ins and outs and getting to the like comfortable level that I am with it now. And I'm still completely certain that it would present a huge challenge. Looks like we got a little bit of good stuff there. I'm a little worried about how big this wave is, so let's add this over here. Oh my god, Sarah. Please don't die. I need you alive, babe. I need you alive. Alright, so you can see what's kind of interesting about the monsters is that there are some that go straight for the crystal that just completely ignore everything. There are some that go straight for your characters as opposed to any other portions of, you know, your legends or heroes. What am I saying? Any other portions of your group. So they won't attack minor modules, some will attack major modules, some will attack your characters, some will go straight for the crystal. So you kind of have to be prepared for all those situations. However, right now, since we have the exit and since we don't have enough science to research anything else, I just kind of want to get out of here. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I probably should have lit up a couple more rooms before I did that, but you know, hey, we're here now, and we got to live with the choices we've made. All right, let's move everybody along. It seems like it's gonna be just fine, and we can exit down to the next floor. All right, 4 of us could do some great beach volleyball down here. Oh, Sarah with the jokes. All right, let's go ahead and tackle one more floor. Maybe we can pick up a 4th character. We'll head to the left because I always like going to the left first. I just do. It's it makes things easy for me being left-handed and just being like, you know what, we're gonna head left because that feels right. Prisoner Prod 4. Yes, we are definitely going to wait and spend money on that. Without a doubt. We'll get our Science Generator 2 down here. ASAP. And we'll keep all the heroes bunched up for now. Let's check one more. And with this, what is this now? Alright, let's activate it. Hey, we got a whole bunch of food. Not the most exciting in the world, but this also means we'll be able to put down a food replicator soon. I kind of want to leave that side unexplored since we have all this lit up. We can just leave it there for now and... Oh, wait. Yeah, we got to open up one more room before we can generate some industry for our Prisoner Prod 4. Prisoner Prods, they end up staying pretty cheap. Oh, and hey, look at this. We found Troe. Yeah, why not? We'll recruit him. Now we've got a whole slew of characters, which will really help us out. So Sarah, I'm gonna send you back here because bringing you with us is a little bit dangerous, seeing as how squishy you are. But Prisoner Prod 4, that's gonna end up doing some good work for us. So let's put that down. We'll drop a smoking gun as well, just so that we've got some safety barrier net over here. I just realized I moved Sarah over even after I said that she was gonna stay put. We can leave her in this room by her lonesome for now. All right. This floor should go pretty smooth. This is gonna be the last floor for the video, as hopefully this has provided a pretty solid impression for you guys of what this game is all about. I would highly, if you guys like roguelike tower defense strategy games, because again, hybrid genres, but if this looks like something that is even remotely interesting to you guys based on some of the other games you enjoy playing, like, I cannot recommend this game enough. I've dropped countless hours into this thing and it's just super fun, super rewarding, and honestly, like, even though I've cleared the game before and I'm pretty familiar with all of the mechanics, I'm not sure if I would actually be able to do a whole playthrough or not. Like, if I, like, to just sit down and be like, yep, okay, let's beat this game today. Like, even though it's all sorted out, there's still, like, that interesting roguelike element of luck that's required, you know, where, like, if you just get totally screwed by the game, things are gonna go poorly for you. And that's not pleasant. Battlefield Injector, wit and speed. So sometimes some of the equipment you can buy in this game will give you whole new abilities, like the ability to operate, which none of our guys have right now, which is kind of sad. However, what we can do is try to upgrade one of our characters. So we have a spear and a machine gun option. So we can give this to Ken and basically make him like a big choke point holder. Or we can get the pool cue for Scroig and give him a lot more attack. Now, his defense is along the low end, more so than even, not as bad as Troe, but, you know. What I'm thinking is we get the Gatling gun for Ken, and then we can rely on Ken to kind of hold down the points. We can put Sarah back here. We see that, you know, both these guys, Scroig is pretty speedy. Troe, like, a lot of people say that he's like a pretty bad character because of his really low defense, and his speed's not as good as other people. His DPS is really high to begin with, but not really by much. Like, if you look at it, like, he doesn't really have a whole lot going for him compared to Scroig, who's an identical level to him. But, you know, we've got him. We may as well use him now, so let's keep on exploring. We're gonna back this up just a little bit. All right, do we have enough? Yes, we can conduct some more research. So let us see what we can research. I want to say that these might have different researchable things. I could never remember from my last playthrough if they have different items. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I just want to make sure that I'm not passing up an opportunity to get something really good. Alright, so they are identical. So viral injector is really interesting because you can use that to kind of go ahead and do damage over time as enemies are walking towards you. Or you can do this, which just hurts everybody in the room, which you can also do in like any room that the that people aren't going to be in. Viral injector is a little bit cheaper in the industry, so let's pick that up. And we'll keep moving forward. Gotta find that exit, man. Get on down to the next floor. Heroes and floor cannot operate. That doesn't really pose any trouble to us because we don't have any operators. which is completely fine. Alright, looks like we found some free science, and we got some monster spawns, so let's get everybody back to our choke point here. Everything else should be nice and peaceful. And actually, we should be able to do double the research. So a lot of people, okay, operates and adds 1 wit, so we should probably wait for mechanical PAL, since we don't have any operators. They're going to be kind of useful to have. It's basically mini modules that you can make that will operate your major modules for you, so you can get more resources. All right, so we found the exit, but we're not done with all of our research yet, and I want this mechanical PAL. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to explore the dungeon until we can get that mechanical PAL situation sorted out. Alright, so let's head up this way and see how many more doors we got. Yep, this is the last one, so we'll unlock that science module instantly, which is really good. Oh yeah, Troy, you are a weak sauce, man. Let's get you out of there. Alright. That seemed fine. So we are going to go ahead and remix the power grid here just a little bit so that everything is nice and safe. We're going to get in here. Sarah, you're going to pick up our crystal. And then we're going to get out of here. Everything went pretty smooth for that run. No disasters, no deaths. Wasn't nearly as depressing as my attempt to play Nuclear Throne. But yeah, this is Dungeon of the Endless. This game's pretty awesome. I have not unlocked everything. I've not cleared all the endings. I've not done all the different spaceship starting possibilities and all the other cool, like, ultra endgame stuff that's in here. So if you guys do want to see more of this, please let me know. If you want to see more of it right now, go check out my old playthrough of it. It's on my playlist here on my channel. Maybe I'll stick a link in the description below just so you guys can check that out. But for now, thanks a bunch for watching, and I will see you next time.